I'm going to start with the Fantasy Draft, I think. And if I come into here...
mask, but a lot of the head.
So that's that one. So we can move that into here.
So I don't know what we'll call this yet, but it's basically a fantasy draft.
So this was me explaining it to Dr. Mo, which will be in another video.
We've got a person who's really suffering here. They're really suffering, and we're going to put them together a relief pack.
So what we've got, as you can see, I filmed it horizontal. So there's a reason that I do that, and it's because I'm going to basically zoom in on each person and split it. And with one camera angle and one camera shot, we can get multiple shots and angles, which means we can cut loads of stuff out and people will never know.
Okay, so round one.
The only thing is I was using his mics and they're distorted.
Is back pain battle. So for $5 you've got heat therapy pad. For $4,
so that's where it'll start. Delete all this.
For $5 you've got heat therapy pad. For $4 you've got lumbar support cushion. For $3 you've got acupressure mat. For acupressure mat.
And all I'm going to do at the minute, I'm going to go through and cut.
For $2 you've got an ice pack, and for $1 you've got some Epsom salts and have a nice long bath.
So I'll cut all this.
$2 ice pack, no brainer, absolute. $2 ice pack, absolute.
Should be higher and up there, should it?
Yeah.
Better than these fancy.
The most. Absolute. That's going to help the most.
So I'm going to cut all the bit, even though there's a lot of justification that'll work for the long form version of this, I'm going to take it all out for the
Better
short.
than these fancy cushions.
No, actually, lumber roll. How much? I need to. Yeah, but lumber roll could help.
Packs are good.
Ice pack's good, especially for $2.
Reduce inflammation.
Yeah, absolutely. And up using an ice pack, and your freezer's on. So stick it on you about 20 minutes. A world of a difference.
Best $2 you've ever spent.
Best $2 you'll ever spend.
Next one is neck stiffness struggling. So for $5.
So I'll come to there now, and I'll get rid of that.
$5 device, traction device. For $4 you've got memory foam neck pillow. For $3,
I'm going to get rid of some of these gaps out of here as well, because I can just flick between us both. And you won't know.
Neck wrap. Therapeutic neck wrap.
Just speeding up the pace a little bit.
Herbal neck pain relief balm.
And I'll refine this a little bit later, but I just want to get all 4 rounds done first. But basically, as you can see, I'm going to go through, I'm going to cut out all this, and I'm only going to keep the rounds and answers. And then, if there's a particular part of the justification I think is worth keeping, I'll keep it.
$1, you've got a lavender neck roll.
Okay. I'm not too bothered about the last 2 things, but
So I might keep that. So like this is where I might keep a bit of justification.
I'm not too bothered about the last 2 things, but the traction device, the memory foam pillow, and then what else is that?
Therapeutic neck wrap.
Therapeutic neck wrap. Okay, that's a one-off use, so I'm not going to spend more money on that. So now it's down to...
You're looking at it so logistically.
How much is that?
$4.
And neck traction device?
That's $5.
Oh, I really want a neck traction device because it feels so nice to have a stretch. It's so nice to have a stretch. And another really cool thing I want to show here is that if you have a stretch,
It does show something cool here, but I'm going to take it out for this version.
if you want to not get a neck, your skull. Yeah, I'm gonna be stingy on this one and save my money and go for the $4 memory foam pillow. Oh, it doesn't matter if it's memory foam.
So, again, good justifications, but I'm going to just take it out, and it's more important to have a fast pace for this particular recipe. I wish it would stop cutting the wrong part, though.
Stretch. Yeah, I'm gonna be stingy on this one and save my money and go for the $4 memory foam pillow.
Keep that.
Lie before you buy. That's the slow. Every time, don't basically lie on it. Lie before you buy. Lie before you buy. That's the slogan when it comes to pillows.
I'm going to keep that. That's like the kind of like little thing that little soundbite that is cool.
Every time, don't order them online. That's a waste of time. The rest of the spine. This,
See, our scrum.
if you're lifting it on one side, is because
Loads
pillow,
to talk
you're gonna
about
use it
pillows.
for the left.
I
And
tell-
I've got 2 rounds to go.
Playing this with a doctor is definitely easier when it comes to the maths.
I think
Definitely
I'm doing this bet. I think I'm doing this here. And what did I spend?
easier when it comes to the maths.
I think I'm
Definitely.
doing this bet. I think I'm doing this better than I thought.
I mean, I'm learning so much from you.
Has some money left.
So round 3 is a headache, really bad headache.
Oh, okay, terrible.
Yeah. You've got an eye massager. Yeah. So for $5,
That's where we want to be.
so for $5, you've got an eye massager.
Okay.
Or $4, you've got peppermint.
Take out some of these. So we're just going to go through this, and I'm just basically going to do that for the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
For $3, you've got cooling gel headache mask.
I like that.
You've got an
Okay.
and for $1,
You're gonna charge me for water? I'm gonna get tap water for free. Free.
nothing's free.
You'll still pay for it, but
Cost of living, $1 for a bottle of the cooling het gel. You can only take one.
I think my budget is gonna allow me to buy both.
You can't take. Can I
Now who's being stingy?
the edit? But it's worth it on what the cause of your headache was.
Yes, if you're already drinking a lot for headaches, so that's $1.
Probably
And
cheap at $1 then.
So I'm to start with drinking mask, but you still got headaches. I'd probably choose the cooling eye mask, but most common cause for headaches. Well, actually, nothing's free. Well, actually, nothing's free. The most common one, which is water. Okay.
Or $4, you've got peppermint
You're gonna charge me for water?
from each round. Can I?
Now who's been drinking a lot of water, and you still got headaches? I'd probably choose the cooling eye mask, but a lot of the headaches, the first common cause is dehydration. So start with drinking water. So I'm torn now. I'm gonna go with the most common one, which is water. I'm going to go with the most common one, which is water, because most common cause for headaches. So that's $1, which is water. Yeah, it's all
Round 4 then, last one. We've got just overall pain management.
okay.
So for the other 3 things,
Machine there.
$4 we've got a foot
Tens machine there.
unit for pain relief. So we've got a TENS unit.
Which is water,
So we've got a TENS unit for pain relief.
muscle, and stretch.
Tell me what that roller for myofascial release.
Myofascial release.
Right.
Yeah,
Go on, tell me what that is then, because I don't even my
yeah.
Right.
Rope knot. even.
Okay.
What else is there?
$3 you've got therapy. $2 you've got CBD diffuser.
Forget the diffuser for now. This is overall pain. What was? This is overall. And how? Well, oh no, actually, I prefer the foam roller. Let's make people work. So let's go for the foam roller at $4. Let's make people work. The more you work for your health, the more there's. Let's make.
That bit where it's like, let's make people work.
So let's go for the foam roller at $4.
Get rid of everything else. So we've already got that down to 2 minutes, and I'll actually get that down obviously more to like a minute. But that's a good start.
For $5 you've got heat therapy pad. For $4,
And the way that we do that is we just cut out all these gaps.
for $4 you've got lumbar support.
Get rid of all of this.
$2 ice pack. Ice pack. No brainer. No brainer. Absolute.
$5 you've got neck traction device.
So we're just going to get rid of all of this.
For
It's a bit mind numbing, but
you've got a therapeutic neck wrap. For $2 you've got herbal neck pain relief balm,
Okay.
and for $1 you've got a lavender neck roll.
I'm not too bothered about the last two. Oh, I really want a neck traction device because it's the last two things. Oh, I really want a neck the last two things. Oh, I really want a neck traction device because it feels so nice to have a stretch. Yeah, I'm gonna be stingy on this one and save my money and go for the $4 memory foam pillow. Lie before you buy. That's the when it comes to pillows.
So for $5 you've got $5.
Get rid of this bit.
Eye massager.
Okay.
For $4 you've got peppermint essential oil roll on.
Mm-hmm.
For $3 you've got cooling gel headache mask.
Okay, I like that.
For $2 for $2 you've got an acupressure headband.
Okay.
I'm going to get rid of that.
Headband.
I'm going to get rid of the okay there because we've had a few sort of reactions.
And for $1 you've just got some. And for $1
Got a pause there. You see, so I'm taking frames out where they're just not needed.
just old-fashioned water.
You're gonna charge me for water? I'm gonna get tap water.
I'm going to take that bit off.
I'm gonna go with the most common one, which is water.
So we've got a TENS unit for pain relief for $5. $5.
Cheap for a TENS machine there.
For $5.
I'm going to take out his comment there because I want people to think
cheap.
that in the red and put that in the comments.
It is, yeah. We've got $4. We've got a foam roller. We've got four.
See that bit?
We've got a roller for myofascial release, or for
Oh, these all seem like jump cuts. but they
myofascial
won't.
release.
Myofascial release. Yeah.
Right. $3. You've got. Therapeutic hot or cold therapy pack.
Okay.
$2. You've got. $2. You've got CBD pain relief cream,
Okay.
and for $1. For $1, you've got relaxing aromatherapy diffuser.
Forget the diffuser for now. Let's make people work. The more you work for your health, the more reward there is. So let's go for the foam roller at $4.
Cut that there. So we've got that down to about 1:44, and actually for this type of content, that's fine. So what I will do now, I'll undo that. I'll take all the audio off, and then I'll first of all, what I do is I put a horizontal line down. If you go to the content and you come right down here in Final Cut, you can go to fill rather than fit, rather than zooming it right in. And then what you can do is obviously you can move the position of the content until one of your people's in. Now I'm going to zoom this in a little bit more. I'm going to bring me over like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this content. And I'm going to put I'm going to move this horizontal line so that it's in line with my eyes. And then when I go to Dr. Mo, I can then move him down if I need to, so that our eye lines are exactly in line with each other, and that'll be the same pretty much every time now.
For $5, you've got. For $5, you've got heat therapy.
And then what I've got now, move that over a little bit. I've got just a way of flicking between us both. So all I need to do now is copy that, do Command and All, but remove that. In fact, the easier way will be to just do this. Select all of this. Option Command V, it'll copy those settings to every piece of content. And then with this one, all I'll do is I'll make a copy of all of this. So I'll hold, I won't do that. I'll make a copy of all this by holding Option on a Mac and dragging up. And then I'll Control C this one, highlight all these, and then Option Command V this one. And now I've got all me and all.
For $5, you've got heat therapy pad. $4, you've got.
And I'll just move Dr. Molly. Actually, I'll put a cut in here. I'm going to just open the shot. Normally I'd open with me. I'm going to open the shot with him.
For $5, you've got heat therapy pad. $4.
And the idea is that the reason behind that is that I want to establish that we're talking to a doctor, and you can see that from there. And by the time we get the text on, the text is one of the most important things when you're doing this. By the time we get the text on, you'll see that how that sort of completes this establishing shot, so it tells everything except the outcome.
For $5, you've got heat therapy pad. $4, you've got lumbar support.
And then the only other thing I usually tend to do is I'll drag this audio under like this.
$4, you've got lumbar support.
But I'll do that bit after.
Cushion. For $3, $3.
Just gonna cut that bit out. Like this. And then I'm
For
asking
$5, you've got heat therapy pad. $4, you've got lumbar support cushion. $3, you've got acupressure mat. For $2, acupressure mat. For $2, you've got an ice pack, and for $1, you've got some Epsom salts and have a nice long bath.
$2 ice pack.
Some Epsom salts and have a nice long bath.
$2 ice pack. No brainer.
$5
I'm just gonna flick between.
for
Like this.
$5, you've got heat therapy pad. $4, you've got lumbar support cushion. $3, you've got acupressure mat. For $2, you've got an ice pack, and for $1, you've got some Epsom salts and have a nice long bath.
$2 ice pack. No brainer.
$5, you've got neck traction. For $4, you've got neck traction device. For $5, you've got neck traction device. For $4, you've got device. For $4, you've got memory foam neck pillow. For $3, foam neck pillow. For $3, you've got a therapeutic neck wrap. For $2, you've got herbal neck pain relief balm.
Okay.
And therapeutic neck wrap. For $2, you've got herbal neck pain relief balm.
Okay.
And for $1, you've got a lavender neck roll.
I'm not too bothered about the last two things. Oh, I really want to. I'm not too bothered about the last two things. Oh, I really want a neck traction device because it feels so nice to have a stretch. Yeah, I'm gonna be device because it feels so nice to have a stretch. Yeah, I'm gonna be stingy on this one and save my money and go for the $4 memory foam pillow. Lie before you buy. That's the slogan when it comes.
I'm laughing there, so I'm gonna cut that. Drop me in a bit.
That's the slogan when it comes to pillows.
So for $5, I massage you.
Okay.
Or $4, I massage you.
Okay.
Or $4, you've got peppermint essential oil roll on.
Mm-hmm.
For $3, you've got cooling gel headache mask.
Okay, I like that.
For $2, you've got an acupressure headband. And for $1, you've just got some good old band. And for $1, you've just got some good old fashioned water.
You're gonna charge me for water? I'm gonna go with. You're gonna charge me for water? I'm gonna go with the most common one.
What I'm gonna have to do is bring me above. I need to get my reaction from that.
You're gonna charge me for water? I'm gonna go with the most common one.
What I need to
I'm gonna go with.
just get a bit of me laughing.
Water.
You're gonna charge me for water? I'm gonna go with the most common one. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the most common one, which is water.
So we've got a TENS unit for pain relief.
Water.
So So we've got a TENS unit for pain relief for $5. $4 we've got a foam for $5. $10 unit, $5. $4 we've got a foam roller for myofascial release.
Myofascial release.
Right. $3 you've got therapeutic hot or $2 you've got cold therapy pack. $2 you've got CBD pain relief cream, and for $1 aromatherapy diffuser.
Forget the diffuser.
Waxing aromatherapy diffuser.
Forget the diffuser for now. Let's make people work. Forget the diffuser for now. Let's make people work. The more you work for your health, the more reward there is. So let's go for the foam roller at $4. So let's go for the foam roller at $4.
And that's that. That's the whole piece of content edited in terms of its footage and voiceover. We just need to obviously apply audio and then all of the text-based stuff. And this is where I need to find all my unpatched stuff. Okay, so I've brought some titles in to this from another project. So everything is customizable. By the time that this comes out, this will probably be available for Final Cut Pro as a title pack. That's something that we're working on at the minute. So everything can be changed. So because this is the sort of medical version of this, I don't know if I had a name for this. Let's see. Let me go to clients, Dr. Mo. No, I don't think I did really have a name for it. Again, we're training the AI to help you pick all your options, get all of your titles and things for these so that they follow suit. I think this is the one we did. No, that was the setting up the practice. It was the... Ah, yeah. It was this one. So it's going to be treatment related. So, maybe like what makes... No. Maybe like something like surviving adulthood. And then I can adjust that size there. Bring that down a little bit. I'm actually going to make this one a little bit smaller. Maybe like survive. The aches of adulthood. We've got quite a bit of room up here, so we're alright to sort of do it like that. Survive the aches of adulthood. 4 rounds, £15 each. And then I'll find something for each of these. So it was back pain, neck stiffness, headache, overall pain management. So I'll find some emojis on my phone for this. Excuse me. So go to my emojis. Back. Spine. body. Is there a back? No. What? Emoji for... Sometimes I don't really want to do that. What is the... Let's go back. Everything but the back, which is annoying. I know in other videos that I've done, I've used a spine picture, but where did I get that? What I'll have to do is go into another library, find where I've done. Oh, I used a bone. I see. So I'll do that. That's near enough. Obviously, if I put a bone in here and just title it back, pain, and then select, make the whole thing smaller, like that. One thing I can do is move. I want both of these though. Can I do both at once? No. No, I can't. But if I move that up, call that 140, and then select this one and type 140. I'll move that up there, so that gives us a bit more room. It might be that I make these slightly smaller. Maybe not. They're probably all right. So, okay. And then I've just got to go through and name each option. And obviously I'll have to change all of these titles. So I'll head through and do that now.
For $5, you've got heat therapy.
So, VDM. Heat therapy. And then if I come to this x-axis, I can just move that along to where it makes sense.
For $5, you've got heat.
Bring that in when that comes in, and it'll be like this.
For $5, you've got heat therapy pad.
And it'll come in like that. And we'll just do that for all of them.
For $4, you've got lumbar.
So that's this. And it was lumbar something. Support cushion. I'm just going to put lumbar cushion though. Undo that. Excuse me. Slide that along until they line up.
Lumbar support cushion. Read.
Oh, now I'm going to have to check lumbar. That's why. And then I'll have to move this again. And I will get the right axis at some point. There we go. So we're on this one.
Got acupressure. Got acupressure.
So $3. We've got acupressure mat. And then Line that up.
Pressure mat. For $2, you've got an
$2, you've got a ice pack. That's about lined up anyway.
ice pack, and for $1, you've got some Epsom
salts. We'll go Epsom salts, and then move that over. And roughly line them up. They don't need to be perfect.
For $5, bath.
$2 ice.
Bath.
$2.
Going $2 ice pack, so I'm going to remove that.
$2 ice pack. No brainer.
$5.
And then I'm going on to the next round after this. So these all want to go at this point. And then what will happen is these will come over like this. And then I'm going to hit V just to get rid of them for now. And then the thing that I'm going to do is drag this back and then drag this one over.
I'm not too bothered about that.
So we're on to neck stiffness. So now I've got to try and find something for neck. If I can. So actually you can be quite creative with this. So I'll use this little tie. I'll put neck pin. And then actually what I'll do is I'll just see what I've done at 37. So I'll go like that, and I'll go to 37, so it's same size. Actually, I just want to move this over a little bit on the x-axis so that it's in line with that. And then I'll do the same with this one. So it's in line. I don't know if you can see it. So it's in line with that roughly.
For $5.
And then I'll just do the same thing and work my way along until I've done all of these graphics. So
$5, you've got neck.
that's that one. And it's neck traction device. I'll just put neck traction. Give that a capital T.
Traction device. For $4, you've got memory.
Come to here, turn this one on, and it was memory. In fact, it's just foam neck pillow. Keep it a little bit shorter so it doesn't go off screen and I don't have to start altering all text size.
Foam neck pillow. For $3. For $3, you've got a
therapeutic neck wrap, and again I'll just go for neck wrap. And then move that in line.
therapeutic neck wrap. For $2, you've got herbal.
Move this one over. Herbal balm. And then move it to where it needs to be, so it's like roughly in line.
Neck pain relief balm.
Okay.
And for $1, you've got a lavender. You've got a
So it wants to come in there. V. And it's lavender neck roll. Lavender neck roll. Drag all these out.
I really want a neck traction device because it feels so nice to have a stretch. Yeah, I'm gonna go for
I'm actually just gonna alter this edit a little bit.
Device because it feels so nice to have a stretch. Yeah, I'm gonna be stingy on this one and save my money and go for the $4.
Which is this one. What's to end there?
$4 memory foam pillow. Lie before you buy. That's the slogan when it comes to pillows.
So for $5,
and then the rest goes to this here. And obviously I'll add audio to support this from the sound pack pretty soon. So that's that one. And then the neck pain up to there. And then we start with the next title.
Lie before you buy. That's
Actually, what I'm going to do, just for ease, I'm going to copy and paste this one. Because I've changed the size, it just makes it a little easier. So the next round was headache. So again, I'm going to try and find a emoji for that. Which there's absolutely loads. I'm going to copy that over. And then I'm going to write headache, and then I'm going to slide that in line with that.
so for $5, $5.
So that one's there. And it's eye mask or eye massager. And then move it over a bit.
Eye massager.
okay.
For $4, you've got peppermint.
That goes there. And it was peppermint essential oil.
Essential oil roll on.
Mm-hmm.
For $3, you've got.
What I'll do is I'll just add a marker to that because I just need to move this. I'm just going to put peppermint oil because it was a bit long. Bring that in line. The next one is going to go there. And it is cooling gel mask. So I'll just put cool gel mask. Move that over.
You've got cooling gel headache mask.
Okay, I like that.
For $2, you've got cooling gel headache mask.
Okay, I like that.
For $2, you've got an
Acupressure headband.
acupressure headband.
What I'll do is I'll just put acupressure band just to make it a little neater looking.
Acupressure headband. And for $1, you've just got some good old fashioned water.
Bless me. We've got some water. Some cheeky water.
You're going to charge me for water? I'm going to go with the most common one, which is water.
That's going to go there. That's what he's selecting. next to where it's meant to be. Now, the only thing that I will say in this edit is I didn't play along, so he was the medical expert. I let him make all the decisions. Where he would benefit from this in the future is to play this with another doctor, and then they'd be able to argue it out a little bit, and then you could just have some of the back and forth in there a little bit like what we do with Unpatched. But this was just to show him how to play this, you know, a bit of an example. Obviously, his choices would be better as well if he came up with these. I used the AI system, and then normally I would like tinker with those and make them, you know, a few more controversial ones and things like that. Where it was difficult, we did have a quick look at these. Where it's difficult is I had no real knowledge onto what would work best and things like I do with music and stuff. So there were ways that this could be improved, but it's definitely a good starting point. So I'll be interested to see how this does.
I massage you.
Okay.
For $4, you've got.
I'll move that over a little bit. Not happy with that position.
Peppermint essential oil roll on.
Mm-hmm.
For $3, you've got cooling gel headache mask.
Okay, I like that.
For $2, you've got an acupressure headband. And for $1, you've just got some good old fashioned water.
You're going to charge me for water? I'm going to go with the most common one, which is water.
So we've got a TENS unit for pain relief for $5.
Water.
So
I'm going to break everything off there. I'm just going to do away with that. I can go right to the end where this starts is where everything else is.
One, which is water.
So we've got
And then I'm going to bring all these in line with that. And then this means that we can start on the last round, and then we'll alter these prices next. And then that'll be it. We'll just add the music. I don't add any captions to these. There's already a lot going on screen, so I don't add any captions, which is great because I hate adding captions. So I'm hoping that obviously by the time the plugin's made or the title pack's made for this, it'll be a lot quicker. I'm going to drag each of these out to the end.
So we've got a TENS unit for pain relief for $5. So we've got a
So TENS unit. I just need one for overall pain, an emoji for pain. I might use something like this. Because, again, that's like a little bit controversial to use that. Mildly.
So we've got a TENS unit for pain relief for $5. $4 we've got a
foam roller. So these X and Y's obviously control your up and down, your left and right, as you'll see. And we're on this text screen. So I just double click on the text to alter the text, and then I just move it around with these. Everything else is set up, so you don't need to worry unless you want to do
foam roller for myofascial release. Myofascial release.
Myofascial release.
Right.
Yeah.
$3 you've got therapeutic.
Therapeutic. So I'm just going to put a therapy pack. It's hot or cold therapy pack, but I'll just put therapy pack.
Hot or cold therapy pack. $2 you've got CB.
That comes in there. $2 we've got CBD pin. So I'll just put CBD cream. Oops. cream, if I can spell cream. Move that back so it's roughly in line.
BD Pain Relief Cream. And for $1, you've got Relax.
So, aromatherapy diffuser. Aromatherapy diffuser. Capital D. And then slide that. This is always annoying. I'm losing this. That's because all that. I'm just going to put diffuser for ease. That won't happen to you by the time the pack's made if you use our pack. So you don't need to worry about it. Because if you're not using our pack, you'll have to input these titles one by one anyway. So we just need a diffuser for that.
Forget the diffuser for now. Let's make people work. The more you work for your health, the more there is, and the more reward there is. So let's go for the foam roller. Roller at $4.
Right. So wherever these selections are, we also just need to alter this price at the top. Now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to alter my price as well, like I've selected. So let's find which is which first. There's two here. That's mine. That's his. So we'll do his first. So I'm going to go to my blade tool by hitting B. Click on that.
Slow money and go for the $4.
Cut that. Where the water bottle is, cut it there. And where his first selection is, which is back here, I'm going to cut it there as well. And then all I'll do is I'll alter the price. Simple as that.
$2 ice pack.
So that puts him on 13.
Save my money and go for the $4 money.
So what was he on? He was on 13. He's just done 4. Puts him on 9.
One, which is water.
So
puts him down to 8. And then
so let's go for the foam roller at
so he actually has $4 left by the end of it, which is quite good. It's quite shrewd. So I'll make mine seem like I've gone for like expensive
and have a nice long bath.
$2 ice pack, no brainer.
$5.
So mine will be cut when everything else changes. And I'm going to have spent $5 here. And then I'm going to go to the next change, which is there. Make sure mine does alter too, so they can kind of see what I've pretend picked. So if he went for 4 there, I'm going to go for 3. Put me down to 7.
So we've got
one, which is water.
So I might spend 55. Put myself down to $5,
which is water.
So we've
oh no, in fact I'll put myself down to like $2. Will be funny.
So let's go for the foam roller at
So then I would have to go for put myself to 0. But actually I don't need that last one. Thinking about it. Because it's going to end his suggestion. Right. Next thing that we need to do. I need to bring in the. Doesn't really matter where. I need to bring in the sound pack. And then I'm going to go for the cash noise whenever he spends cash. Not like that though. Drag it in. And I'm just going to go to audio and make that effects to keep it at the bottom.
Bath.
$2 ice pack.
And just turn that down.
And have a nice long bath.
$2 ice pack. No.
Turn it down a little bit more.
Bath.
$2 ice pack. No brainer.
$5, you've got neck.
$4.
So there, there, and he spends there. And that's it. That's all there is to it.
For $5, you've got heat therapy pad. $4, you've got lumbar support cushion. $3, you've got acupressure mat.
So I've kept the pacing really quick. The only thing I will do, I don't normally do it this way, but I'll just select all these. Modify, adjust audio fades. I want to apply fades, but I want to, let's just hope that that isn't too much.
For $5,
It is too much. If I go into my settings, editing, how do I alter the fade time? Not in there. Modify. We'll do it that way then. I'll just have to do it by going into it.
heat therapy pad.
Bring these audios in almost like a J cut, just to give myself a bit more. Stop any audio. Normally I would J cut all these actually. Because I haven't done it now. It's a bit hard to retrospectively doing that without throwing out all those titles. And then it just prevents any of this sort of audio popping. I think because we used his mics as well, like I mentioned, they're the DJI mics, not the Rode mics, and they come in really hot, even though I turned them down. I mentioned that in my gear video, that was a problem I found with them. Right. It was only at the start, it was popping, so I'm going to see how that is.
For $5, you've got heat therapy pad. $4, you've got lumbar support cushion. $3, you've got acupressure mat. For $2, you've got an ice pack. And for $1, you've got some Epsom salts and have a nice long bath.
$2 ice pack. No brainer.
$5, you've got neck traction device. For $4, you've got memory foam neck pillow. For $3, you've got a therapeutic neck wrap. For $2, you've got herbal neck pain relief balm.
Okay.
And for $1, you've got a lavender neck roll.
I'm not too bothered about the last two things. Oh, I really want a neck traction device because it feels so nice to have a stretch. Yeah, I'm gonna be stingy on this one and save my money and go for the $4 memory foam pillow. Lie before you buy. That's the slogan when it comes to pillows.
So for $5, eye massager.
Okay.
For $4, you've got peppermint essential oil roll-on.
Mm-hmm.
For $3, you've got cooling gel headache mask.
Okay, I like that.
For $2, you've got an acupressure headband. And for $1, you've just got some good old-fashioned water.
You're going to charge me for water? I'm going to go with the most common one, which is water.
So we've got a TENS unit for pain relief for $5. $4, we've got a foam roller for myofascial release.
Myofascial release,
Right. $3, you've got therapeutic hot or cold therapy pack. $2, you've got CBD pain relief cream. And for $1, you've got relaxing aromatherapy diffuser.
Forget the diffuser for now. Let's make people work. The more you work for your health, the more there is, and the more reward there is. So let's go for the foam roller at $4.
Cool. happy with that. So I'll just export it now.